Hey,
Yeah.
it's happy hour and it's Natalie Nelson Parker
Your girl Candy Kyler.
and if you can't tell, we are truly happy. So
Yeah.
do us a favor, like, share, comment, tag a friend, and let them know strengthening the Black church for the 21st century. Happy hour is going down right
Right now.
now. And listen, we're just coming here to let you know how much we love you, how much we appreciate you, and how much we have created, curated special opportunities to strengthen you in your work, whether you're a nonprofit leader, clergy leader, young adult, you're a chaplain, campus pastor, working with young adults. We have so much to share with you today. So please go ahead, like, share, comment, tag a friend, and let them know that SBC 21 Happy Hour is happy and it's happening right now. Hey,
Right now.
I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay, first of all, Candy, you are an experienced director. You have been with SBC 21 as long as I have, because you have curated every lit experience and it has been lit. So, as a person that works with churches, congregations, particularly in the context we're in, can you talk about, as experienced director, what is exciting you right now about the shift happens and the lit at shift experience?
So, I mean, let me tell you, I get excited about some really quirky stuff, but uh, so a conference number one just excites me to see people come together wanting and desiring to learn something, which is what a conference is supposed to be, right? So I'm thoroughly excited about that. But then when you can add thematics to it and some extra little stuff to really create the experience for the people, I'm all the way there. I mean, I'm tickled pink about the opportunity of gathering with these people, leaders, lay leaders, clergy coming together. And then on top of us gathering together in Houston, we also have the virtual opportunity. So I'm thoroughly excited about this hybrid experience. Um, I hope the people are excited and they're telling other people so that we can all fellowship together. We can learn something together. I think it's going to be a great opportunity to in the midst of COVID, we've been kind of out of touch with each other,
Oh,
not
yeah.
being able to uh reach out and touch somebody's hand for the past what 20
Almost
months.
2 years.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, this is we going on a wing and a prayer because we know COVID is still real and we're taking extreme precautions. Um, but if you can go to the mall, you can go out to eat, people are back in church, we can get
Mhm.
our conference on.
No, I love that. And that's what I'm excited about. I'm excited about how shift happens is leaning into shift, right?
Mhm.
And how it is a hybrid. So wherever you are as far as your comfort level, that experience is curated and designed for you and with you in mind. And let's be real, like a lot of people, whether you're leading a congregation, whether you're a lay person within a congregation, whether you're a college student, there's a lot of frustration,
Yeah.
anxiety, um, adaptability, and even trauma that we're working through because of the context that we're living in. And I
Mhm.
love that shift happens, not only identifies and recognizes that, but we're putting together practical ways that you can live into the shift, that you can lean into the shift, that you can lead through the shift, that you can grow, thrive through
Mhm.
the shift.
Mhm.
And
Mhm.
that's what I'm really, really excited about, that like whatever your context is, wherever you feel God is calling you and leading you, you're going to have the practical skills to be able to do that. And then the second thing is like the speakers, it is like crazy the lineup. And so it's not one of those conferences, like I hate when you go to conferences, it's all theory and people are like, well, this is what you should do to do this. Like, no, you're going to be hearing from people that not only have the theoretical background, but they've actually done it. And so if you want to know how to grow your campus ministry, you're going to be able to hear from campus ministers that are actually doing that. You want to hear from young adults who are leading thriving congregations, you're going to be able to hear their experiences from their voice. You want to learn about social media and how to preach through the pandemic, you're going to be able to hear from Kevin Muriel and his technovangelist, Timothy Farmer, so that whatever size your congregation is, you can take away those gems and go back and shift. Because the reality is this, like, are we going through pain? Yes. Are we frustrated and overwhelmed? Absolutely. But church and our lives as we once knew will never be the same. So we might as well take advantage of the opportunity to shift.
So
Now,
this
Kenny,
this word shift, the
yeah.
conference is called Shift Happens. So what do you think about shift? I mean, it's got some layers to shifting.
It has some layers, but first of all, I can't think of a better way to celebrate SBC 21's 25th anniversary, right?
Yeah,
Like,
I
we've
agree.
been equipping churches, equipping congregations, clergy, lay, and young adults to
Hmm.
do things through our programs, whether it's the prison summits, whether it's the National Network of Young Adults, whether it's, all of the initiatives that we have had to strengthen the Black church. So to be here at the 25th year during what's happening in our society, in the context of our church, I don't think there's a better way that we could do it but to have a Shift Happens conference, because
I agree.
everything is shifting, and I see it as an opportunity. And so I
Hmm.
think it's so appropriate that at this time, SBC 21 is leading that conversation
Yeah.
and leading
Yeah.
congregations to do so.
I'm really excited about SBC 21 and the work that they've been putting in to shift the organization that's going to help to shift our congregations.
Oh, yeah.
That's exciting. That's
It
exciting.
is so exciting. Can you talk about, like, and again, I love that you have an experienced background, because I think that is something that congregations are leaning into in a way that they probably didn't before, right? Like,
Mhm.
how to intentionally curate spaces. And you've done it for large churches like Impact. You've done it for small conferences like the Lit Conference when we first started, and it was like 100 of us, and the last conference was like 400 plus. So, like, you've done it for mega conferences. Can you talk about how Shift is leading by example, and what congregations from smaller contexts or whatever context, what they can walk away with?
Yeah, the beautiful part about it is whatever size of your congregation, the size staff that you have, the opportunity is there to, I hate to take this from impact, but how to do church
Do
differently.
church differently.
Do
Shout out to
church.
Olu Brown.
Right.
Keynote
I
and
give
that
it to
shift
Olu.
happens. We love you, Olu.
Yes, and
Olu is
he
the
will
reason
be
why we
there.
met too.
That is so very true. That is the reason why we met. Thank you, Lord, and thank you, Olu. Um, but the cool part about it is how to switch your thinking, how to shift your thinking so that
Mm,
you're actually thinking about. So here, bottom line, let me just say this. I do not feel like you should be treated better at a restaurant than you are in
mm,
your own church. I don't feel like you should get a better experience at watching a movie at your home than worshiping at your church. Because
say
there
the
are certain
word.
components that you look for when you're watching a movie, right? And when you get to church, you think it's supposed to be different. No, I need to experience the same way. I need my emotions to be triggered. I need to hear sounds. You know what I mean? It's some things I wish I could touch through the movie that I could touch in worship. So really thinking about your congregation, who's your audience, and how you can connect with your audience in a deeper way, in a different way. So media is taking over. Well, it's not
Mm,
taking over. It has taken over. Everybody walks around with a smartphone phone from 8 to 80,
mm.
blind, cripple, or crazy.
Well,
They walking around with a
help
smartphone.
the people.
Okay. So how do we connect that to worship? How do we connect that to discipleship? And so we're going to talk about all of that at the conference. And I think it's a way. Any size of your congregation, from 1 to 1,000, we got you.
I love that. And you know what I love about this conference that we don't often see is that intergenerational piece, right? Um, we often in the church have a misconception that young people, young adults, specifically ages 18 to 35, are not spiritual because they're not going to church. When the
Mhm.
reality is they just ain't going to your church.
Mhm.
Because the exact thing that you just said is like going to church for those who haven't been intentional about curating a context that's intergenerational is almost like stepping back in time.
Mhm.
Like if my dentist office has screens and different things, why doesn't my local congregation reflect the reality of right now? And so I think there's going to be a great opportunity. We have an intergenerational young adult panel that's going to help you better engage young adults. And
That's
then
gonna
young
be that's gonna be great.
lit. It's gonna be
Yeah.
so amazing. We have Marquise Hobbs, Brian Phelps, Napoli Nelson Parker, Kylan Pugh, Tabitha Ranking, Peyton Parker, like just amazing young adults who have answered their call and are doing it in the church, like right now. And
Mhm.
just demystifying that young adults don't have a call to serve the church. Like that's not the truth. And they're going to be able to help your congregations and your ministries shift how you think about engaging young adults. And then young adults, listen, we got the lit lounge where you could come and be supported and know that there are young adults like you. You are not leading alone in your, as you hear, discern and respond to God's call on your life. So for those of you who want to come in person, please go to Shift Happens. SBC21.org/shift happens. Register. If you are a young person, I want you to use a discount code. We're going to take $25 off the top. Okay. I want you to use the discount code LIT21. We're going to put in the chat LIT, LIT21. That's going to take $25 off of your registration. And we want to see you there. So listen, if you're watching now, go ahead, like, share, comment, tag a young adult, tag a pastor, tag a lay leader, tag someone that you know has a call on their lives to make a difference. And they just need to be empowered. They need to be strengthened, and they need to be given the practical step-by-step proven strategies from people who have done it so that they can shift towards who God is calling them to be.
Yeah,
All right.
absolutely. And we talk about media and stuff in the church during worship, but we have people that are more traditional. And I get that. And I don't ever want to discount that because everything is not for everyone. But there are some practical ways that you can still connect. And we'll be talking about that at the conference.
Absolutely, absolutely. So, Candy, if you can give whoever's watching, and if you guys have any questions, comments, go ahead and drop them in the chat. This is why we're here. If you can give for someone who's watching right now or who's someone who's contemplating, should I register? Should I go virtual? Should I go in person? Like what would be one kind of piece of encouragement that you would share with them to help them shift towards making a decision or shifting towards considering however they attend or participate in Shift Happens? What would you say?
So listen, if you can get to Houston, come to Houston. It's good to be amongst your brothers and sisters in close proximity, but we have this thing called the internet that allows us to be virtual. And it's a huge opportunity to create community while you're virtual, to watch the sessions, to experience worship, and all that in the comfort of your home or work or wherever. So listen, there should not be a hindrance right now. This is something that you need. I texted a friend of mine, a pastor, who's in South Alabama, and when I text him the flyer, the graphic, he said, I needed this.
Mm.
He said, I need this. I'm registering right now. And he did. So he can't be
My
the
whole
only one.
family's coming, even my
Right. I
4-year-old.
need it. You know what I'm saying? Who doesn't need a revamp? Who doesn't need to learn how to shift? Who doesn't need a little reset? You know what I mean? It's a
Mhm.
reset at the
Yeah.
shift happens.
Do you know what I'm looking forward to?
What's that?
And for everybody, for anyone who's ever seen or experienced the Lit Conference, I'm looking forward to that unrestrained worship.
Yes.
Oh
Yes.
my gosh. Like I
Yeah.
crave it, need it, desire it. Like y'all already know I'm gonna be a weeping willow the whole time, be crying, ugly crying.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to that opportunity. I've grieved that loss
Hmm.
of um not being able to worship in person. Not that I haven't worshiped, but there's something powerful about community. And I think
Hmm.
I am so looking forward to the power of being a part of the beloved community and being able to experience worship and being able to hear and see the faces and all of those things, of course, socially distancing and keeping safe and following all those protocols. um, but this feels like the revival that we
Yes.
need to do the work that we're called to do, and
Come on,
also the
revival.
celebration of the 25th
Yeah.
of SBC 21. So there's so much that's going to be a part of this experience, and I'm just excited about it. Truly, truly
Yeah.
excited.
I want to worship. I'm with you. I'm ready.
Well, listen, if you have any questions about Lit Conference at Shift Happens, we need you to go ahead to sbc21.org. Shift Happens. Again, sbc21 /Shift Happens. You'll be able to see all of the speakers, the agenda, and I mean, just where it's happening in Houston. Girl, it's the Tex Mex for me, okay? At St. John's downtown with local host pastors, uh, Pastor Rudy Rasmus and Juanita Rasmus, who have been supportive of the Lit Conference and SBC 21 for so many, many years. And just like the epitome of what pastoring and being adaptable and transformational looks like.
Yes. Yes.
Um, Led by our executive director, Reverend Dr. Michael Bowie, who's going to be speaking. I mean, I can't even name all the names of just like amazing people that are leading in transformational ways. And guess what?
What?
You, yeah, I'm talking to you, Candy, and all the rest of y'all.
Mm-hmm. Tell them,
You're
girl.
amazing. And we want to see you there, whether virtual or whether in person. So go ahead, click the link. Don't let anything stop you from shifting. Yeah, because you're a
Mm-hmm.
strengthener, you're a shifter. And no matter who you are, no matter where you are on life journey, I need you to stay lit, lead, innovate, and transform. So we'll see you as Shift Happens. Peace out.
Good night.